coming to you from Mission, Texas, and softball action is underway. And welcome again to the broadcast, the Mission Fast Pitch Festival of 2018. We got this thing underway earlier this afternoon, and this one features Brownsville Rivera, the home team, against McAllen Memorial. Kayla Dow at the plate for McAllen Memorial, and she's leading things off. She'll be followed by Adalis Ramirez and then Alejandro Londa. Anyone gets on, Jaylene Rodriguez for McAllen Memorial. In essence, what is a fast-paced kind of game, if you will. We'll explain that on the fly. That pitch a little bit low, and Dow in position to work the count here and become the first base runner of this game. 2 balls and a strike on Dow leading off. Ramirez on deck, and then Landa. On the mound today is Bethany Guzman for Brownsville Rivera. Pitch on the way. That's in there for a strike and evens the count at 2-2 to Dow. Our broadcast here on RioSportsLive.com from field number 2 on a Thursday, the opening day of this tournament. And other than the wind, you couldn't ask for better conditions. Next pitch is on the corner, struck her out. Dela goes down on strikes. First strikeout of the game for Guzman, and she catches Kayla Dow, the opposing pitcher, as a leadoff hitter for the first strikeout and the first out of the ball game. The reason why I say it's a fast-paced game is because these are timed events. In other words, 70 minutes is the limit here, or 7 innings. There's no new inning that'll start after 65 minutes. Next one at the plate. And there's a strike to start things off to Adalis Ramirez. Ramirez, the left fielder today for McAllen Memorial. Lady Mustangs are the visitors. Scoreless ball game here in the first inning. Next pitch coming to Ramirez is outside and high. Ball 1, evens the count at 1-1. On the mound, Guzman. Behind the plate is Valeria Rivas for Rivera's Raiders. We'll get around the horn here in just a moment defensively. Next pitch, the 1-1 is shot down the right field line. That's tailing foul and out of the reach. Giving chase was Courtney Shears. And the count goes to 1-2, and now Guzman in position for perhaps her second strikeout. This game got off to a little later start than what was scheduled as a result of game 1 here on field 2. Pushing us back about 10 minutes. Ramirez at the plate, has to protect the plate. Down 1-2 and swings and misses in another strikeout. 2 up, 2 down against Guzman for Brownsville Rivera. Up to the plate, Alejandro Londa. Londa will be playing third base today for McAllen Memorial. First pitch to her, in there for a strike. And Guzman off and running here off the mound for Brownsville Rivera, throwing darts. 0-1 to Landa. She's already struck out Dow and Ramirez. And a swing and a shot down the left field line's foul. And quickly an 0-2 count on Landa. On deck is Jaylene Rodriguez for McAllen Memorial, but Landon's going to have to work some magic to get on the plate. 0-2 count. Guzman working quickly, trying to make quick work of McAllen Memorial here in the first inning. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. She struck her out. Guzman strikes out the side in the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left after a half an inning. McAllen Memorial and Brownsville Rivera scoreless. We'll be back after this. This is RioSportsLive.com.
Help us give back to the community. Volunteer your time or donate to Habitat for Humanity Restore. Check out habitatrgv.org for more info or drop by our McAllen or Harlingen stores. Restore. Great stuff. Great prices. Great cause.
I opened Alex Ron with the intention to give people in Brownsville and those who visit us a very unique experience in the area of retail. We saw the need to give people a personal experience that only a boutique could provide. Here in Alex and Raw, what we work for is searching for different pieces, textures we bring from India, from Mexico, trying to make this a different experience. The people to find treasures here in their own valley. It's a pleasure to welcome everybody and making them a part of our family. We invite you to discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
Doing some gardening or home improvements this weekend? Visit Habitat for Humanity Restore before you start. Check out habitatrgv.org for more info, or drop by our McAllen or Harlingen stores. Restore, great stuff, great prices, great cause.
Welcome back here to Mission, Texas on a, what is this, Thursday afternoon. Playoff basketball has got me wondering where I'm at, what city I'm in, and hey, I'm sitting behind home plate, field 2 in Mission, Texas, and Brownsville Rivera will step to the plate. There's a swing and a miss by Martha Ramirez, and we're underway in the bottom half of this first inning. Ramirez will be followed by Bethany Guzman, and then Valeria Rivas. Anyone gets on, Arriaga will hit. Further down the line, Irma Valdez, then Gomez, Emily Ayala, Ana Reyes, and Courtney Shears, your starting lineup. And there's a hit batsman. And there's a base runner as Ramirez will head to first base.
Seems to be okay.
Pitch was inside, wasn't able to get out of the way. And so now Kayla Dow, the hurler on the mound for McAllen Memorial, will have to contend with the base runner. Kevin Narrow running around. I'll hand a headset to him eventually if I catch him slowing down. Runner at first. Nobody out for Brownsville Rivera. Bottom of the first inning, Bethany Guzman steps in and can help herself. She's the pitcher for Rivera. First pitch grounded foul down the third base side. And it's an 0-1 count. If you're just joining us, this is McAllen Memorial taking on Brownsville Rivera. We're on field 2, which is where the eventual championship game will take place on Saturday afternoon at 4:30. We'll be here for that. We had anticipated having fields 1 and 2 covered for this tournament, and we may do that still by Saturday as we're still trying to put a few pieces of the puzzle together. Next pitch coming in, inside, gets away, and down to second base goes Ramirez. And now Rivera has a runner in scoring position. And runs scored early can change the complexion of this type of a game in a hurry, my friends. It's on a time limit. In other words, the stopwatch started when the first pitch occurred. And we go 70 minutes or 7 innings, whichever comes first. We don't start any new innings after 65 minutes. We do complete an inning if it started. There's a high fly ball, left field, drifting back, over, room, and a catch is made. Nice job out there in left field by Adelaide Ramirez, and Guzman flies out. One down, runner stayed at second base, and that brings in Valeria Rivas. And quickly, I'm going to see if I can get some first names for a couple of players for Rivera. Coaches gave me some lineup cards. They had last names. That's kind of good. And then the program has some rosters, but in some cases, it's fill in the blank. There's a long fly ball, deep left field, and adios! It's a ground rule double for Rivas. As that one left in a hurry. Ramirez comes in to score. RBI for Rivas, and she tattooed that one. A one hop over the fence into left field. Courtesy runner checking in now for Rivera. Bottom of the first inning. Rivera on top 1-0. My wife Dahlia over here keeping baseball score for perhaps the first time in her life. It is. All right. Had a meeting earlier today, and I was telling people I'm surrounded by individuals, and not a single one of them have camera experience or television experience, but we're still moving forward with this, my friends. Cassandra Condinoza will check in as the pinch runner. Condinoza, scorekeeper to my right side, keeping me in check, and he immediately throws out the clause. I don't have any experience in this either. That's okay. Any help is good help. There's a nice bunt down the line. Runner to third, out at first. Arriaga gets the job done. Now a play over at near third base. Runner coming home, in a run down, and she will be tagged out. Nice job by the catcher that time, Sasha Uribe, of tracking down the runner, and that'll end the inning. In the inning for Brownsville Rivera. They send 3 to the plate. Check that. They send 4 to the plate. 1 scores. 1 run, 1 hit, nobody left, and after 1 full inning, Rivera leads Memorial. We'll be back after this on RealSportsLive.com.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action in communities all around the world. Together, we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved at Rotary.org.
Back here at Mission, Texas, I'm Joe Bowling with you, and thanks again for watching here on RealSportsLive.com. High school softball, our first game of the season, and this is Brownsville Rivera taking on McAllen Memorial. We do appreciate you watching our games. They're being distributed on 5 different platforms, as is the normal case, with the website, RealSportsLive.com, also on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live, on Roku Television, and on Apple TV. Here's the first pitch of the second inning, and right back to work goes Bethany Guzman, throwing strikes. Jaylene Rodriguez at the plate. 0-1, quick pitch coming again, and that's outside corner, strike 2. 0-2. Guzman struck out the side in the first inning and is quickly ahead on Rodriguez, leading off this second. Foul ball out of play on the right side. The next game on this field is scheduled to take place at 5:30, and that'll be Corpus Christi King taking on Mission, and then they'll wrap things up with Raymondville and Laredo United. Then everyone gets a nice long night's sleep and back at it at 9 o'clock in the morning. Check swing, that's a strike, throw down to first, and K2-3 is the put out, another strikeout for Guzman. 4 up, 4 down for McAllen Memorial. And I told you before, the wind is a factor in this game. Well, it is. It's blowing hard. I'm trying to figure out the exact direction. I'm going to say it's coming in from the south, which means it's coming in from right field, more or less, here on this field. Next pitch, swinging a ground ball right back to the mound. Guzman, nice play. Quick throw to first, and Walden's retired. 5 in a row now retired by Guzman. She is making quick work of McAllen Memorial thus far here in this ball game. That brings in Josephine Castro. Castro, the DP today. Or check that. This is... There's a swing and a miss. Strike 1. This is Walden at the plate. Walden at the plate. Now they're checking things out. They had me decoyed for a moment because it should be, Walden should have batted before. She batted out of place. So now Walden will be called out. She should. The lineup card had Walden batting 5th. And then Castro was due to hit 6th. McAllen Memorial, this should be the 3rd out. They're going to talk it over. She is... We'll check and see. Official's going to talk things over. They're going to look at the lineup. If the lineup matches what I have, then we should see Josephine Castro at the plate. And they're going to allow this to occur. Welcome to the first game of the season where even the umpires are being lenient as far as which way we're going to go. And so that means Alexis Walden will miss her at bat. Castro steps to the plate. So who did hit fifth for McAllen Memorial becomes the true question. Here's the pitch. Ball low. Castro, the DP today for McAllen Memorial. Those watching on Facebook, if you give us a chance, give us a shout out on where you're watching the game from. Beautiful afternoon here at Mission. Swing and a miss to Castro. 5 in a row retired by Guzman for Brownsville Rivera, and she has been lights out good. 4 fields here. Next pitch, there's a strike called, and another strikeout. Second strikeout of the inning, 5th strikeout of the game for Guzman, and 3 up, 3 down in the second for McAllen Memorial. After an inning and a half, Rivera leads 1-0. We'll be back after this on RealSportsLive.com.
The reason we made this quesadillas Tres Marias is because there's a little village in Mexico that it's really popular and it's known for its quesadillas. You're gonna come to my kitchen and you're gonna see that we have no cans. Everything is fresh. We use achote. We do the mole ourselves. We have 3 types of quesadillas. One is flour tortilla. We have nistamal made handmade tortilla, and our specialty, which are the fried tortillas. That's the concept we bring to the north of Mexico and south of Texas. For me, this is not only a business, it's my house, it's my career, it's my family, it's my friends that come here. Brownsville, it's a gentle city, a kind city. I invite you to come discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
Whatever DIY project you've got going on this weekend, visit Habitat for Humanity Restore before you start. Check out habitatrgv.org for more info, or drop by our McAllen or Harlingen stores. Restore. Great stuff, great prices, great cause.
At Illuminations, we're a one-stop shop. We have all the lighting you need for your new home, outdoor lighting, ceiling fans, chandeliers. So when you're building your new home, we work well with your builder. We'll get your floor plans, or we'll walk the house if we need to, make sure all the light fixtures that you get are gonna work and are gonna look good together. Illuminations is a family-owned business. We've been in business for 17 years now. My parents actually were in the construction industry prior to opening the store, and it was during this time that they noticed a need for a store like ours, one that would provide the customer service that contractors and new homeowners are looking for, and eliminate the headaches that you might get when you're shopping at a big box store and you don't get that one-on-one customer service. The Brownsville area is really growing. There's a lot of movement, there's a lot of construction, there's a lot of excitement. So we're glad that we finally have a store here that customers can come look at our products here locally. I invite you to come discover Brownsville.
We are this close.
We're this close.
We are this close of wanting to
making history.
This close to changing the world.
We're this close.
This close.
This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
ever again.
This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio.
All we need is you.
This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
Back here to start the third inning. Audio's on track. Video is coming in and out. I think the wind's playing havoc down there with our cameraman. Mark is trying to do what he can to make sure that stays in play. Want to remind you, fans, tomorrow night we've got more playoff basketball coming your way. We'll be back in Corpus Christi as we'll be covering a couple of games. There's a line shot over second base and a base hit for Ashley Uribe, leading things off. Uribe with the leadoff single is the first base runner for McAllen Memorial. Tomorrow night we were looking at the possibility of covering 2 of 3 games in Corpus Christi, as Edinburgh High was taking on Laredo United. Here's a pitch, there's a bunt, foul ball, strike 1 to Sasha Uribe. Edinburgh taking on Laredo United. Harlingen was taking on South San Antonio, and San Benito drew Laredo Alexander. Gym locations and internet. There's a great bunt down the first baseline and no play. Terrific job of getting that one down, Sasha Uribe, and that'll be a single. And McAllen Memorial with 2 on, nobody out to start this third inning, and here comes Natalie Silva. Also brings the head coach out to talk things over for Brownsville Rivera. He'll bring the infield in and chat things up here with 2 on, nobody out of the McAllen Memorial third. Bethany Guzman was cruising. It struck out 5 of the first 6 hitters in this ball game. And then a leadoff single by Uribe, and Sasha Uribe lays down a bunt and reaches first. 2 on, nobody out. So anyway, tomorrow night at Corpus Christi Ray, they're doing construction in and around that gym, which is preventing internet access. We talked to the IT department earlier. And therefore, we set our sights for the Harlingen game and the San Benito game. And those are scheduled for 7 and 7:30 starts. We should have both of those for you here on RioSportsLive.com. We'll be here most likely in the morning and then make our way towards Corpus Christi. Pitch coming in, swing, and a foul tip, strike 1 to Natalie Silva. On deck is Kayla Dow. Silva, the shortstop today for McAllen Memorial, stands in. At the least, she would like to get the runners over into scoring position. 0-1 pitch. A little high, 1-1. Saturday we'll be here all day. That's locked in. And I say that. We're watching weather, too. Weather is a bit of a factor. Outside, that one gets away. Down to third goes Harige, and down to second is Uribe. And now, RBI opportunity for Natalie Silva. Second and third, nobody out, and a 1-1 count on Silva. Next one, swing and a ground ball. That's going to get through for a hit. 1 run scores, and here comes Uribe, and she'll score. 2 RBI single for Silva, and McAllen Memorial on top 2-1. 3 consecutive hits here by the bottom 3 in the lineup for McAllen Memorial. And they jump out on top 2-1. And in no way, shape, or form did you see that coming as we entered this top of the third. Guzman now will have to work to Kayla Dow, top of the order. Runner at first, nobody out, and ball 1 a little high. 1-0 the count. My wife's keeping track of that scoreboard over there. 1-0 count. Next pitch. Coming in, swing and a foul ball, evens the count at 1-1. 2-1 score. One ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. 2 runs across for Memorial. Next pitch coming, a little high, 2 balls and a strike. 2-1, and Dow, who was throwing nothing but strikes, is now working deeper in the counts against these Mustang hitters. Next pitch, swing and a pop-up into center field. Played there by Ramirez. She'll haul it in, get it back in, and 1 out. Dow now 0 for 2 in the game. 1 down. Here comes Adalis Ramirez. Adalis Ramirez, strikeout victim her first time up, bats for the second time on the day, and the wind picks up even more. Ramirez stands in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a ground ball right back to Dow. Goes to second and safe at second base. Goes into center field. Silva stays put. And that was tailor-made, but we had made mention during the break between innings that Rivera is setting with a left-handed shortstop, and when a pitcher wheels and throws that ball in that direction with a runner coming on, that's a tough play for Gomez. It's short. 1 down, runners at first and second for McAllen Memorial, and now the 3-hitter steps up to the plate, Alejandro Landa, and she could break this one open. 2 on, 1 out. First pitch to Landa, swing and a foul ball. Landa struck out her first time up. Guzman has shown the ability to take care of business on her own. 5 strikeouts in the game through the first 2 innings. Swing and a little looper to second base. That's going to get down. Play at first is in time. Noah throw to third and out at third base on a great throw. Londra gets down to first, or did they call her out too? Still waiting for an indication from the home plate umpire. Nonetheless, the lead runner is out. That's Silva. Ramirez down to second, and yes, Landa will stay at first. 2 down. And it brings in Jaylene Rodriguez. Rodriguez, a strikeout victim her first time up, hitting cleanup today for McAllen Memorial. Swinging a ground ball past the pitcher to second base. Run's going to come in to score. Throw home, nothing doing. Ramirez home. Landa down to second. Rodriguez with the RBI single. It's a 3-0 game, McAllen Memorial, 3-1 game. And many, many things have changed here in the top half of this third. First of all, we were sailing through this game, time-wise. Second of all, McAllen Memorial was looking for anything that resembled a base runner, and they trailed 1-0. Now, multiple base runners, time eating away, and Memorial on top 3-1 and counting. As now, for the first time on the day, Alexis Walden will step to the plate and step in as a hitter. Outside corner, that's a strike. Wind picks up even more here in Mission, and that will not assist any balls on this field. Swinging a ground ball back to the pitcher. Picked up by Guzman, throws the first, inning comes to an end. 1-3 on the putout, 8 hit in the inning for McAllen Memorial in the inning. 2 runs, they make it 3 runs on 4 hits, and they'll leave a couple. We've played 2.5. After 2.5, McAllen Memorial now on top, 3-1. Back after this on RealSportsLive.com.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique, collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Help us give back to the community. Volunteer your time or donate to Habitat for Humanity Restore. Check out habitatrgv.org for more info or drop by our McAllen or Harlingen stores. Restore. Great stuff. Great prices. Great cause.
Back here on RealSportsLive.com, and thanks again for joining us. I'm Joe Bowling with you, coming to you from Mission, Texas. I told you when we started this we were going to get equal coverage across the board. Boys sports, girls sports, soccer, basketball, softball. We'll get into baseball, track and field. By the next time we get into next high school season, football, volleyball, swimming, diving, wrestling. Across the board coverage here on RealSportsLive.com. Bottom of the third, and for Brownsville Rivera, it'll be 1, 2, and 3 in the lineup. Martha Ramirez, Bethany Guzman, Valeria Rivas. Anyone gets on Arioga will hit. And they'll have to go to work. They trail 3-1 now as we head to the bottom of the third. Back to the mound is Kayla Dow. First pitch to Ramirez, who was hit her first time up. Takes one inside for ball 1. 1-0. My wife found some snacks. Guzman on deck. His top 3 are the ones that produced the run thus far for Brownsville Rivera. That happened back in the first inning. Ramirez at the plate. 1-0 the count. Next pitch coming. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1-1. Shadows creeping across the field here. Eventually, we'll be here with the lights on before this is said and done today. Ramirez stepped out, gets back in. Waits for the next one from Kayla Dow, and here it is. Swing and a ground ball foul down the first base side. 1-2 now on Ramirez. Exciting news on studio capabilities for RealSportsLive.com. Had a tremendous meeting earlier today and can't wait to unveil what's about to hit the Rio Grande Valley as we are again continuing to build. There's a pitch inside to Ramirez for a ball. As the eventual goal of building an all-sports television station here in the Rio Grande Valley took another huge step forward this morning. Ramirez at the plate for Brownsville Rivera. Pitch coming in, swing and a foul ball, left field. That's out of play. And that wind on this field isn't going to help anything as far as the hitters go. Now field 1, which is to my backside, a pop-up there could be a potential deep fly ball and sail out of the park. That's how much the wind's blowing on that one. But here, hitters are going to have to keep the ball down and low. Inside, just misses for ball 3, and we're full now, 3-2 on Ramirez leading off the third. Good at bat thus far by Ramirez. Trying to settle things in and get her team back on track after giving up 3 runs in the top of this third inning. Ramirez waits for the next one. Dow is ready. Rings it home. Inside, ball 4, leadoff walk. Second inning of 3 that Rivera puts the leadoff hitter on. And it brings in Bethany Guzman. Guzman flied out to left her first time up. Made good contact on the ball. Got it up in the air. Hits here in the third. Represents a tying run. First pitch coming. Swing and a high pop foul. That's going to get out of play. That one could have started fair by the second base bag and still blown out of play on this one. That was high enough. Strike 1 on Guzman. Trying to move Ramirez around the base paths. Bethany Guzman trying to join her on the bases. The 0-1 pitch is headed home. Inside for a ball, 1-1. Mission takes on Corpus Christi King next here on this field. That's scheduled to go at 5:30. We lag behind 10 minutes out of the gate at the start of this one, thanks to the first game of the day here. Next pitch coming to Guzman. Low, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Next pitch coming to Guzman. From Dow, on the way. High, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Guzman. Ramirez walked to start the inning. Now Guzman with a hitter's count. Steps in, and wow, they're bringing some food over towards this table. Nothing wrong with that. 3-1 to Guzman. Rivas on deck. Ramirez down at first. The pitch. Inside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks to start this third, and just like that, the tying run is on for Brownsville Rivera. I was making my way around, talking to many of the coaches here before this broadcast. Had to get a few extra signatures on OKs to broadcast these games, and we do appreciate each and every school and coach assisting us here on the broadcast. Rivas stands in. She doubled her first time up, drove in the only run thus far for Rivera's Raiders. She could do some damage here in the third. 2 on, no out, shot way down the left field line, but foul. As Rivas turned on that one. Her first at bat was a ground rule double over the left center field fence. She stands in here. Guzman down at first. Ramirez down at second for Brownsville Rivera's Lady Raiders. Rivas at the plate. Waits for the next one. Here she comes. Swinging a foul ball. Pitch was inside. Rivas turned on it. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. To Rivas. Arrioga stands on deck for Brownsville Rivera. Dow on the mound. Waits. Brings the next one home. Swing and a hard foul down the left field side again. And Rivas isn't getting fooled by anything. She's out in front of everything. Strike 2. Count remains 0-2. Rivas waits for the next one. I'm educating my wife on baseball and softball, and it's kind of funny. Next pitch coming. Swing and another foul ball right at the feet of Rivas. Keeps her at the plate. Runners stay put at first and second. Still nobody out. We're in the bottom of the third. Rivera scored a run in the first. McAllen Memorial answered with 3 in the top of the third. We're in the bottom of the third, and Rivas at the plate, the number 3 hitter in the lineup for Rivera's Lady Raiders. Waits for the next one from Dow. Way high for a ball. Kind of wondered if Dow would eventually just waste the pitch. Rivas chomping at the bit at just about anything near the plate. Seeing the ball well here in the early part of the year. 1 for 1 on the day and stands in here in the third. Next one. Swing and another foul. Down to third base, Alejandra Londa. Had better be ready. She's playing in on the grass. Sun is a factor over there as well. Rivas is ready for the next one. Here it comes. Swing another foul ball, and that's going to drift into the other field. That one landed between the home plate and pitcher's mound on the field 1 here. Someone told me earlier today there was going to be another front blowing in today. Well, if it is, it hasn't made its way here, and as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't have to. Bright sunny skies here at Mission. Rivas at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strike. The pitch. Swing and a line drive into left field. That's going to get down. Second hit of the game, and here comes a run trying to score. Throw comes in, cut off. Down to third. Safe there is Guzman. Down to second is Rivas. An RBI for Rivas on the single. Takes second on the throw. Second RBI of the game for Rivas. It's a 3-2 game. And how about Valeria Rivas? 2 for 2 on the day. 2 RBIs. And now the tying run stands at third base. Still nobody out in the Rivera third. And here comes Arriaga at the plate. Arriaga could tie this up with a handful of different plays. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Dow in the game has struck out 1. Could use something big here. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. Arriaga grounded out to third her first time up. She's 0 for 1 on the day. Stands in, no balls, 1 strike. Ready for the next one. And here it is. Swing and a foul ball. 2 strikes. Irma Valdez stands on deck. Arriaga, one of the players on Rivera's roster that we were unable to secure a first name. We'll work on that. She stands at the plate. 2 on, nobody out. And the pitch. Swing and a ground ball to third. Runner out at third base. Nice play that time by Alejandra Londa. Arriaga down to first on the fielder's choice. Heads up play by Londa. That's the second base runner lost on the base pass for Brownsville Rivera here in this game. And that was the tying run, standing at third base. Tying run still at second base. 1 out now. Irma Valdez stands in. Strikeout victim her first time. 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch. Swinging a little looper right to the mound. Caught there. No other play. 2 down. This went from second and third, nobody out, to now first and second, 1 out. Brownsville Rivera still trailing 3-2. At the plate stands Gomez. Gomez got on with a hit her first time up. She's 1 for 1 on the day. Takes one high for ball 1. 1-0.
They can't start an inning after 65.
Gomez waits for the next one. Outside for ball 2. Kayla Dow could work out of this jam and protect this lead. We're down to about 11 and a half minutes. And if this inning were to go beyond that, this game would be history after 3 innings. As they cannot start an inning after 65 minutes. Ball high, that's 3-0 to Gomez. And now a play down at second. Throw to third, safe there. Runner turns a corner, play at the plate. Now another rundown. And out at third base, another runner retired on the base pass.
Oh my God.
McAllen Memorial hangs on to the lead. In the inning, 1 run, 1 hit, couple of walks, 2 lost on the base pass for Rivera. We played 3 and we will start the 4th. Memorial leads Rivera 3-2. This is RealSportsLive.com.
I opened Alex Oral within Tim, a part of our family. We invite you to discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action in communities all around the world. Together, we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved at Rotary.org.
Back here, RealSportsLive.com. Joe Bowling with you, and we head to the 4th inning. Top of the 4th, McAllen Memorial. With 3 runs scored in the 3rd inning, lead this game by the score of 3-2. And Memorial will send Josephine Castro, Ashley Arrigue, and Sasha Uribe to the plate to start this 4th. Back to the mound goes Bethany Guzman for Brownsville Rivera. 3-2 ball game. Castro stands in, 0 for 1 on the day, and you get the feeling this will be the last inning played here in this ball game. First one, swing, and a line drive down the line, foul. Making a bid for a hit was Castro on the opposite field shot. Fans, you can hear the wind blowing in the headset. That's affecting multiple things going on here with us, including the camera, the internet. Thus far, so good on the broadcast. We appreciate you watching us. Pitch a little high, evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike to Josephine Castro, leading off the 4th for McAllen Memorial. Next one coming in. Swing and a foul ball. 1-2. After Castro comes the part of the lineup that did the damage for McAllen Memorial. It was the 7, 8, and 9 hitters first time through. Castro stands in. Next one is outside, a little high, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next week, how busy will we be? Well, there's boys basketball playoffs, girls basketball playoffs, softball, and baseball tournaments. Ground ball to third. Easy pickings there. Valdez across. 1 out. Irma Valdez, the third baseman for Brownsville Rivera. Castro retired. It brings in Arrigue. Arrigue at the plate. Singled, scored a runner first time up. 1 for 1 on the day. Bats here in the fourth. Nobody on, 1 out. Strike called from Guzman. See, Harlingen South has hung around. They've already played their game. So they're probably taking advantage, doing a little scouting, if I would. That's low for a ball to Arrigue. Everything's scripted here on this field in day 1. Day 2, we start taking a look at what teams come into play, win and lose in this Thursday game. There's a pop foul out of play. Manny Rodriguez makes an appearance. Buzz Sports / Rio Sports. Shorts. I like it. Somebody's keeping up with the scores. Yeah, we got people. I heard them logging in earlier. Kevin Naro makes a return. I'm going to put a headset on him, folks. Just wait. Ground ball foul.
1 second.
Arrigue at the plate. Next one coming up outside. No, Dahlia's having fun over there with just the scoreboard itself. There's a strikeout. Arrigue down on strikes. 6th strikeout of the game for Guzman. 2 down, and it brings in Sasha Uribe. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 4th, it's 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup for Rivera. And Brownsville Rivera certainly has had their chances. They've lost 3 different runners on the base paths here in this game. First pitch, swinging a foul ball right side, out of play. Off the bat is Sasha Uribe, who bats for the 2nd time on the day. She's 1 for 1, singled, scored a runner first time up. She'll try to get on, keep the inning alive, and bring up Natalie Silva, who stands on deck. Outfield playing with a big gap out there in left center field for Uribe. Guzman looks back. There's a strike call. Yeah, we got our banner out there in center field. Yeah, aim for that. You're in pretty good shape. Pull it just a bit. You're in great shape if you're Uribe. We're back here at Mission, Texas. I'm Joe Bowling from the Valley Morning Star.
Time of year for us.
Rivera has lost a couple of one inside, ball 1, and away we go. Your thoughts thus far? You saw a couple of teams. I know Harlingen South, one of the power teams as far as on the early going paper-wise. Look pretty good.
Yeah, they look very good offensively. They're one of the better teams. In so many ways, couldn't imagine.
1 on, 1 out. Anahi Reyes at the plate. She's the number 8 hitter in the lineup. Reached on a field first time up. Perez down at first, represents a tying run. First pitch coming to Reyes. Strike called.
Memorial's one of the interesting teams in the Valley. Last year they were in the race. They has their work cut out for them.
Kayla Dow thus far has been okay. She's relied on a lot of defense here in this game. Brings the 0-1 home. Swing and a foul ball straight to Anahi Reyes.
My day will finish off with 7 new hounds as far as positioning goes, but as far as the kids go, it's a lot of house the last few years. So they're really the team.
Reyes could deliver a big hit here. Count even to 2-2. It's funny, Kevin. I'm teaching. Back here, and welcome to the 5th inning, which is the last inning, regardless of what happens in this ball game. McAllen Memorial, Brownsville Rivera. ITB, international tiebreaker, means runner at third, 1 out. And the runner that is placed at third base is the batter that made the last out in, quote, regulation. So that means the number 9 hitter for each team will be placed at first base, and it's the leadoff hitter. 1, 2, and 3 in the lineup to try to do the damage and to secure whatever ends up being the winning runs. We had good internet early on. I think it's now dropping on a regular basis, but those of you that are with us understand, I think now we're more against the wind than we are anything else. Standing in is Kayla Dow. First pitch coming.
Yep.
Strike called on the corner. So we'll put Silva down at third. Dow at the plate. 0-1 the count. She's 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out in the first. Flied out in the third. Swing and a pop foul out of play on the first base side. Quickly, 2 strikes. Ramirez on deck, and then Alejandro Landa. McAllen Memorial, all their damage occurred in the 3rd inning when they sent 8 hitters to the plate, scored 3 runs on 4 hits, strung 3 consecutive hits together. Other than that, Bethany Guzman on the mound has been in control. That one's low. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kayla Dow. Dow trying to drive in a run, give her team the lead. Takes it a little high, ball 2. That high outside pitch is a tough one to lay off on when you're protecting the plate with 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Dow. Guzman ready with the next one. Timeout called by Dow. Guzman had actually shaken off a couple of signs that time. She has an idea on what she wants to do to retire Kayla Dow. Dow back in, Guzman back on. Runner down at third, nobody out. Swing and a shot, left field, and that's going to be off the left fielder's glove. Run scores, down to second base is Dow. Makes the turn, heads to third. Here comes the throw, and she is safe with a triple. Run scores for McAllen Memorial.
That's probably why she's the leadoff.
Dow gets the RBI, and the pitcher / leadoff hitter gets the job done. And here comes Adelaide Ramirez. Ramirez is 0 for 2. She struck out in the first, reached on an error in the third, came around to score a run, bats here in the 5th. Still nobody out, runner at third. Swing and a miss, strike 1. You figure 1 run is the, quote, easy run in IBF or ITB rules. It's the 2nd run that's the big one. Swing and a line drive off the pitcher. Run's going to score as Dow comes in, and safe at first is Ramirez. The RBI single, and it's a 5-3 game. Ramirez, her first hit of the game. That was the big inning, the big run. Londa stands in. Swing and a foul ball. Look out, coach. Our camera didn't catch that, but the Rivera coach was seated on a bucket there in front of his dugout. And his reaction is much better than mine. I would have turned and just let it hit me. He got out of the way. Swing and a foul ball out of play. Two strikes quickly. On London. Londa stands in. Here's the next one. Outside for a ball. Ramirez down at first base is getting a big jump on each pitch. Caught the attention that time of Valeria Rivas, the catcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runner at first. Swing and a pop-up. That's out behind first. That is a fair ball. It's caught. And to first for the double play. Now they'll call her safe. Now call her safe as at first base they weren't able to secure the bag. 1 down. Ramirez gets a life. On the bases, stays at first. Rivera coach wants to talk it over. He'll first talk things over with Mr. Blue, Mr. Home Plate Umpire. He's like, there was a lot of dancing going on first base. Really, she didn't need to tag her. She didn't need to tag the base as the runner had left on a pop fly out. And he's like, all that tap dancing down there, nobody hit first base. Evidently not, says the umpire. So runner stays at first, 1 out. Here in the 5th inning for McAllen Memorial. Jaylene Rodriguez steps in, 1 for 2 on the day. An RBI single back in the 3rd, struck out in the 2nd, bats here in the 5th, and swings through the first one for strike 1. Oh, and 1 to Rodriguez. Walden stands on deck for McAllen Memorial. Next one, swing and a ground ball. Nice play by Guzman. Out at first, runner down to 2nd. And that's it. So they do start with 1 out. Runner at 3rd and 1 out. That ends the inning. In the inning for McAllen Memorial, they score 2 runs. They do so on 2 hits and head to the bottom of the 5th with a chance to win this. Back after this on RioSportsLive.com.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action in communities all around the world. Together, we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved at Rotary.org.
The reason we made this quesadillas Tres Marias is because there's a little village in Mexico that it's really popular and it's known for its quesadillas. You're gonna come to my kitchen and you're gonna see that we have no cans. Everything is fresh. We use achote. We do the mole ourselves. We have 3 types of quesadillas. One is flour tortilla. We have nixtamal made handmade tortilla, and our specialty, which are the fried tortillas. That's the concept we bring to the north of Mexico and south of Texas. For me, this is not only a business, you know, it's my house, it's my career, it's my family, it's my friends that come here. Brownsville, it's a gentle city, a kind city. I invite you to come discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
Back here in Mission, Texas, and we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. McAllen Memorial taking on Brownsville Rivera. Memorial leads in the game by the score of 5-3. Rivera will have a runner at 3rd, 1 out, as we're in the ITB International Tiebreaker rules. which means you start the inning with a runner at third, 1 out. And thus far, Field 2 appears to be the snake bit field. It's the only field that continues with extra inning games. Started it off with an extra inning special. That was Sherryland and McAllen High locked up in that one. That ended up with a 1-0 game. Sherryland got the win in that. Here in this one, we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. And if you're Brownsville Rivera, you need either 3 runs or 2 and a little luck. As if it ends in a tie after this inning, we'll go to the coin toss. Now, I'd like my chances in a coin toss. But that's kind of a bittersweet way to win a ball game or lose after playing 5 full. I don't know where that missed, but that's ball 1. 1-0 to Martha Ramirez, leading things off for Rivera. Ramirez has been on base twice. She was hit by a pitch, scored a run in the first. Walked, scored a run in the third. And this is the part of the lineup that's done the damage for Rivera all game long. Next one coming to Ramirez. Swinging and a ground ball. That's a fair ball. Throw is low to first. Out there. Back to the plate. And safe there. 2 down, though. 2-3 on the put out. And Sasha Uribe with a good play behind the plate, but a better play at first base, scooping that low throw out. 5-4 the score, and now with 2 outs, nobody on, Bethany Guzman stands in, and she would love to get on. Behind her is Valeria Rivas. Guzman is 0 for 1 on the day, walked in the third. Swing and a ground ball to third. This may end it. Out at first, and McAllen Memorial gets the win. In extra innings, if you will, McAllen Memorial secures the 5-4 win. They scored 3 times in the third, a couple of times in the 5th. Winning pitcher was Kayla Dow. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. We're going to have to get some rosters together, and we'll try to get set for batteries and all the fun stuff that gets set for the second broadcast. In this one, final score, 5-4. McAllen Memorial wins it. Be sure to watch the archive. Until next time, I'm Joe Bowling. So long.